What's up out there, everybody? Alan D9JSports. Hey, man, we're right back at it with another show. Hope everybody out there is in the 409 is doing okay. I think old Jack Frost he's moved out of town, and we're definitely happy about that. Okay, so we're looking forward to some sun coming out and getting back to what we consider to be normal around here in the 409. Because when it gets about 30 degrees or below, we think the world's coming to an end. So, to all of my subscribers out there, once again, I appreciate you guys sticking with me. So let's jump into it. So I won't be long, but I want to tell you something that really happened to me a few minutes ago as I'm sitting up watching the basketball games. The Dallas Mavericks struggle mightily without Luka playing, and they're struggling. I'm really not a basketball person, but you can tell that they're really struggling. Kyrie gave it everything that he could. But as I'm watching the basketball game, my phone rings, and of course it's somebody that I happen to know, and it's Kendall Coleman. And for you guys around Jasper, you know Kendall Coleman, the funeral home guy or whatever. And he started picking with me about my list that I put out about the greatest quarterbacks in the Bulldog history. So a couple of months ago, I put my list out, who I felt like was the best quarterbacks that I've seen in my 58 years or my existence of watching and playing high school football in Jasper. So we all know that everybody has their right to their opinion, and for me, that's all it was just my right to be able to speak out on what I've seen. And there's no disrespect to the people who were not on the list, because everybody has a right to feel like that they were the greatest. Okay, you have a right as a player to think that you were, and that's just my list. I'm sure that I wouldn't be on somebody's list at all. Okay, so but what happened was after he started joking with me about that, he tells me that, hey, I've got this guy who doesn't understand why he isn't on the list. So I immediately go into like, I don't know who you could be talking about. And the very first thing that I done was I said, well, I don't know. I know Quince Harris, and you guys probably don't know. And sure enough, Quince was on the phone. So this is a relative of mine who played football here in Jasper. He was really my mentor. He was my mentor, and I modeled my football game after him. And I have actually, when I say I modeled it, I mean it's like the Kobe Mike thing, man. I wore the same number, the same jersey. I played my game just like he played his game, and we all know that imitation is the best form of flattery. So as I modeled my game behind Quince, I knew right then that I was going to be a good player if I could be half the player that he was. So Quince went on to the University of Houston, and he played quarterback at the University of Houston back in the day. So when I mean back in the day, I want you to really pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. Quince got a full scholarship, not to play running back, not to play wide receiver. He got a full scholarship to play quarterback in 1981. I want you to think about that now. Back in the day when black quarterbacks were not given opportunities like that, he received a full scholarship to play quarterback for the University of Houston. So that should tell you right there what type of player he was. And even a better man. And he lives down in Houston, and I know his heart's heavy right now. His mom is he's mourning the loss of his mom, but it was really incredible to have him on the phone. And also, we had Isaiah Coleman on the phone, former quarterback. He just finished playing football for the Jasper Bulldogs, and he's in search of he's going on his journey and trying to decide where he's gonna go to school at. So we sit there and we talked, and we were trying to give him the best piece of advice that we could give him. And most of you out there, if you watch my videos, I tell people all the time that things are different right now the way they're recruiting kids because of the transfer portal. The transfer portal, and this is just what kids in high school just instantly get a scholarship now. So it makes it tougher because a coach will go out in the transfer portal, especially the quarterback position. They will go out in the transfer portal and get a guy to come in. So that's going to limit the amount of scholarships that the kids are really getting, and especially at the quarterback position. If you're not, I don't know, prototypical type, 6'3", 6'4", 200 pounds, then it's going to be tough on you. And I would hope that a lot of parents out there would really pay attention when I drop those videos and focus in, because in the blink of an eye, say your kid's in the 10th grade, in the blink of an eye, that kid's going to be out of school. And if you don't get with the program and don't really pay attention, then when it's all said and done, you're going to be reaching out, and it may be too late. Because I'm here to tell you that the way they're looking now with so many kids that are playing, the coaches just see they see numbers, right? You may pass for, I don't know, I'm just gonna throw a number out there. You may throw 40 touchdowns and you may rush for 500-600 yards, but if you're 5'10", then it's going to make it tougher because there's going to be some, especially if you're playing in the 4-9. Most teams don't pass the football in the 4-9, but if you're on a team that's fortunate enough to pass it, and you're 5'9", you're going to have everything. You have to be fundamentally sound. You're going to have to be a leader. You're going to have to be tough. You're going to have to be strong yourself. So how many kids out there really have that? So, but back to what I was saying, the conversation ended up, it was a great conversation. And for me, it was really, really, it was good, of course, to talk to Kendall and Isaiah. But more importantly for me, it was definitely incredible to talk to Quince Harris. Like I said, once again, my mentor. I think Quince has been working for UPS down there in Houston for 30 years or so. And that was incredible. So when it was all said and done, what we came up with, we're going to get together. It's going to be 3 former Bulldog quarterbacks. It's going to be 3 former Bulldog quarterbacks. We're going to get together and we're going to do a show. We're going to do a show and we're going to talk about how it was to play quarterback. We want to talk to Quince about his story and his journey that he went on from playing high school. I know what his journey is, but I think that you, as a football fan, I definitely think that you should hear this journey, and especially if you're an older person, and even if you're a younger person, you need to pay attention that somebody paved the way for you. Somebody paved the way for you, and to think that back in the 80s when they were not giving out scholarships to black quarterbacks. Is definitely a story that you need to listen to. And whether you're from the 409 or not, you're probably going to need to listen to the video, and you can find out everything that you need to know about his journey and about how things went. So as far as my journey is concerned, most of you know that's probably them calling right now. Calling back again, somebody else wanting to know about when the training program is going to start. And I'm here to tell you, it's supposed to start Monday over in Woodville. You guys, most of you know the kid that trained in Woodville. So it's supposed to start Monday. But anyway, we're going to be talking about that. And then I'm going to tell you, if you don't know my story, I also got a scholarship to play quarterback back in the 80s when they got giving scholarships out. I was right behind Quince Harris. So back in the day, I remember Coach Prime was talking to Michael Vick on one of his shows a while back, and he was talking about things like, so you see players right now that pass for 4,000 yards and rush. Well, back when we played football, the whole dimension of the game was different. It was about running the football. And if you could run the football as a quarterback, option-oriented, if you could rush for 800, 900, 1,000 yards, and you could pass for 1,000, you were considered elite. If you could get anywhere close to that, you were elite. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to transition over to Isaiah and about his journey and how it was for him to play for the JASPER Bulldogs. And we're going to talk about recruiting, and we're going to give you and him some what we would think of some advice on how to move forward if you get a scholarship, or how to move forward if you decide you don't get a scholarship, but your parents are able to pay for you to go to school. We're going to touch on that, and whether we think that you should go to a Division III school and pay, or if you're going to pay, if you should just go ahead and go to a school like a Stephen F. or University or anywhere and just walk on and bet on yourself. So this is Alan with D9JSports, man. Hey, incredible to hear from them. And as we move forward, make sure that you pay attention, subscribe, and you will get a notification when the video comes out. Once again, this is Alan with D9JSports. Till next time, I'm definitely out.